What is going on, everybody? We're back here today after a long time. I have the next installment in the epic $1,000 invitational Generation 9 through 7 OU tournament. We are here at the semifinals, the top 4 of this epic winner takes all tournament. But today, I got an updated version of the last tournament series. I got my boy Starmaster here with me. Star, tell the people that you're finally here.
I am finally here. First time recording a YouTube video, I think.
Really?
Ever, so it'll be interesting.
Really? I never had you on the channel. Starmaster's my boy for a long ass time, like at least 7-8 years. Competitive beast when it comes to this Pokemon shit, master of all tiers. So anyways, if you guys didn't see my first video, go check that out. And I also streamed some of our pools games as well, but only the last video, the quarterfinals, was like its own video. But definitely go check that out. You can see some really close games we had, but we did win that series. We made it here today to the top 4. We got an epic down to the wire series as well. So we started off with Gen 7. This tournament, for those of you who didn't see the first vid, the way this is formatted is basically you have a partner. That's why my boy Star, I asked him if he wanted to play. He said he's down, so we teamed up. And you and your partner basically play together the game. You guys decide the plays together, whatnot. So some of the games we were typing to each other. I feel like in this one, were we in call together?
Yeah,
we were in call together for this one. Yeah, that's why there were some god plays in this game. Absolutely. So yeah, we were in call together when we were playing this game. So this happened about, I want to say, a month ago or so, December 14th. So yeah, about a month and a half ago. This is our Gen 7 game. And then yeah, that'll be game 1. This will probably be an hour plus video, you know, major tournament content, folks. I know you guys like that stuff, so make sure you tap in. We need to get this to 2,000 likes by tomorrow. My guy Starmaster, he's very busy. He said he won't record any tournament content with me unless we get to 2,000 likes on this video. He's important. His time is important, so show him some love. High standards. All right. So, anyways, let's get right into it. Gen 7 OU. We got the most explosive generation for the first game. So that's what we decided to play. Our opponents are Lele and Michael Derbesti too. Lele is on the OU council, OU player. I have never played them, but they're pretty good overall. Like, I've seen their games before in 2023. And then Michael Derbesti too. You guys have probably heard of him. He was, what was it, in the VGC finals. And then he had a great year on Smogon. He won 2 tournaments. So he's a known OU threat. So we definitely had some pretty strong opponents going into this. I mean, it is the top 4 of this huge invitational. We just played a pretty strong pair last week as well. So basically all the remaining finals were pretty tough. But, you know, we knew we had we knew we had the power to beat anybody in our way. And so when we were preparing for this team, basically, I didn't really know what we should bring, but I had seen some of Michael Derbesti's SM games, and all he ever brought was Hawlucha. Like, he wouldn't play without Hawlucha and SM. So I told Starmaster, I said, yo, bro, do you have anything that's good versus Hawlucha? And then, yeah, he picked this team. So, Star, why did we pick this team? I'll ask you, because I have not used this team until we used it. But it was a great team.
Yeah, so I think you basically had this whole read on, like, we should just be prepared for
Yeah, I literally, that's literally all I said. I said, just be good versus Lucha, and I'm sure we can outplay everything else. Just didn't want to have an auto 6-0 loss to Lucha, because a lot of teams are like that, you know?
Yeah, and I think, like, from what they were using, like, it was more common. We were seeing, like, this kind of Lucha Psy spam rather than, like, with Coco and, like, those, like, you know, like Metacham, Coco, Lucha type teams. Yeah, and so, like, because it was this style in particular with, like, Zam and Lele and that kind of stuff, like, I liked the idea of, like, AV Magirna and also, like, Victini, because, like, they're both,
Vic
like, really strong.
Vic was a great call, because then Magirna doesn't have to take all those side shocks, because it can't take more than, like, 2 side shocks in a game, or you're going to lose to the other one. So
yeah, exactly.
Vic was a really good call in this, because you can see his only good fire resist is Komodo, and that's not lefties, it's Z, so it gets chipped pretty well throughout the game.
Yeah, and like the Victini here, especially, is like it's like a max HP Gambit set, which in like a lot of games you'll see you basically lead it off and just trade, and it dies. But like in this kind of matchup, you'll see when we play the game. But like it's nice to keep around because it checks so many of the things naturally. Yeah, dude. And there's also like not much in the way of fire resist usually on those teams.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if they brought the standard, the other version that Star is talking about it's like Greninja, Coco. We used it, remember? Yeah, we used it literally.
Yeah, we used it once.
Two rounds, or the round? No, yeah, 2 rounds before. In top 16, we used it. But yeah, you guys have seen these variations of Hawlucha in Gen 7. It's like Greninja, Landorus, Hawlucha, and then Lele Zam, etc. It always follows the same framework, but these guys decided to do Psy Spam X Lucha. So some new shit with also Z Komodo. I think I've seen this team before, but regardless, it's pretty obvious what the sets are going to be at preview. We know they're going to be Assault Vest Magearna, because if they're not, then they get 6-0'd by opposing Psychic type, like instantly. So that was pretty obvious, right? And then Komodo, I wasn't positive what their Komodo would be. Like, I know it's Z, but Komodo can run all types of stuff. We see people running Taunt nowadays as well, sometimes. So what were you thinking?
Yeah, you can see like at preview, like we definitely realized it was going to be the Z move, but I don't think we really knew whether it was going to be like the clanging Z, where like it's +1 in every stat, or like a DD with some Z move.
Right, you know?
Yeah.
It can always be some BS like that. Hawlucha's Hawlucha. That thing is always the same. Usually it just Swords Dances, and then probably we could assume that he has Stone Edge, because Zapdos kind of hits a lick on this team. Like a Zapdos defensive Sand would smoke this, like that Zapdos Steela Sand. So I feel like it's Stone Edge on Lucha.
Yeah, I think we had seen like previous games with it running Stone Edge, but yeah, like Hawlucha can usually have like a bunch of different last moves, like Stone Edge or Substitute or Taunt.
Yeah, even when we used Lucha, we had Stone Edge. We didn't need to click it, but I always just like having it just in case. It's also nice to be able to hit Helmet Torn instead of having to take aggro if they try to do something like that. Their Landorus was pretty obviously defensive, because they have the Komodo, which is going to be Z, so we knew the Landorus is just going to be some pivot shit, which makes sense, because when you have Magearna, you want Landorus. And then their Lele, usually it's specs on these teams, but it could have been very easily Extender as well. So that's about that for the team preview. As for our team, like Star was saying, we have the Scarf Vic plus Magearna as our Psychic Resists, so that helps a lot. We have Banded Cart. Banded Cart versus Scarf Cart. I do like both, but Banded Cart, I feel like it fit our playstyle a lot. Me and Star, we have a very similar playstyle where we're always making the progress, making play, always trying to get more attacks off than the opponent. So I felt like Banded Cart was definitely a good pick. It fits on this team as well, because they don't have a Steel Resist, and even their Grass Resists are not too sturdy, right? So it wasn't definitely wasn't a
like
bad
Z
one.
Komodo and Hawlucha.
Our Landorus was like semi-tanky, but mainly max attack, which is like whatever in this matchup. We don't get anything too crazy out of that. And then Rotom was Fizdef, Spadef mix. I have Papa Berry, and Lopunny is just Ice Punch, 3 attack, regular. Usually you see Power Up Punch or something like that. It's been a while since I've ran Ice Punch Lopunny, but it was obviously good in this game, seeing as they did have the Magearna Landorus core, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Alright, and that being said, I guess we can get into it. So, let me play this. So, they lead off with Tapu Lele as we lead off with Victini. I think we probably predicted this, or Landorus, and we have Gambit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically we were thinking like we didn't really want to Gambit the Landorus because because Victini is so good in the matchup. That,
if we trade it, it's not as good as we. Yeah, you're right. Trading it isn't as good as we thought, because we lose an important Psychic Resist. Also, this is a good Magearna switch-in as well. Like, this thing does a lot for us.
Yeah, and even like it can check Zam ones too.
All around.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying, like, I think we were trying to decide whether like he'd lead Lele or Landorus, because like if he leads Landorus, then like Rotom or Landorus are pretty good from our side, but if we reload him or Rotom or Landorus into Lele, that really sucks.
That's really bad. Yeah,
huge hit. Yeah,
because immediately we get Psyshocked on the switch, and then if they make a try hard play like Psyshock again as we U-turn with Vic or Volt Switch with Magearna, we're probably just in like a completely unsavable situation. So the lead was really important for sure. And Rotom is way too risky for us to commit to. Like, Rotom is like we're soul reading the Landorus lead, but that's a play you do not need to make. Like, it's too risky. So Vic covered everything, so that's basically why we led Vic. I guess we could have let some shit like Cart, but even then, Vic is best, I think.
Yeah, we just had like Vic had like the least bad matchups, and even if it goes into Landorus, that's like hardly the end of the world.
We did have Gambit, right? Yeah, V-Create, U-turn,
we did have
Gambit. Yeah, okay. So we lead off with this as Komodo immediately comes in on our U-turn. We U-turn because even if they do make some crazy play like Psyshock, we can go into our Magearna. Also, we're 0 attack, right? So it's like a roll to kill. Yeah. It's like 25% chance to kill. So it doesn't even kill.
Yeah, and like V-Create into defensive Landorus would suck too.
Oh yeah, we take Helmet and we do like 30% since we have fucking no attack. Anyways, we U-turn on Komodo. We know from that damage that it's offensive because we have 0 attack. Here's interesting. They go for Flamethrower. I think we just killed this, right? Yeah, we predicted some try-hard shit from them. I remember, because they could go Mag, but we were like, yeah, they're probably gonna. I think Flame. I kind of understand why they did this, because they were like, oh, let's just chip for the psychic types, but I think this is not needed. Like, I think it would have been better for them to keep their, like, water resist, you know?
No, I think they just really thought we were going to click Volt Switch on, like, big tier or, Yeah,
that's fair. They thought we would make an aggressive play, but I remember when we were discussing it, we were like, let's just click Flare Cannon. We can't really afford to keep getting chipped with our mag, because for every turn we get wrong with mag, that's one psychic type stronger. Plus, if this takes 2 flamethrowers, it can't even live HJK. What is this? Is this max def mag, or do we have some Fizz def? Yeah, we do have some defense.
I think I have some Fizz def.
Yeah, because I remember I was like, oh, this will come in clutch versus Lucha. If we can intimidate it, like 75 mag will for sure live HJK no matter what.
Yeah.
So this was a smart spread you had. Yeah. So anyways, we're able to kill the Komodo. I think you're right. They probably just thought for sure a Volt Switch, or even if they expected Ice Beam, they thought we'll live, we'll get extra chip. But no, we don't even have Ice Beam, right?
Yeah, I don't think we had Ice Beam.
Yeah.
It was like HP Fire.
Yeah. Okay, so
we did have Ice Beam. We did have Ice Beam. But
we did.
I mean, Fleur was. We did, but like Fleur was just better.
Oh, we're fire. We super read the Komodo to stay then. God plays. All right, so anyway, Soul read the Komodo and knock that thing out as Landers comes in. But now these are pretty free rocks or whatever the case is. I believe we just go to our own Landers or Rotom. Okay, so we go Rotom.
Yeah, because Rotom is Defog and.
Oh yeah, we're Defog Iapapa, right?
Yeah.
Defog Iapapa's really nasty versus them. Of course, they can go Lele to hit us with a strong Psychic, but it's not the end of the world because we keep rocks off, and we got the first kill, which is nice. So here we go Vic, right? Yeah, because we realize no fire resist, and we want to keep Magearna for Psychic, as well as the possibility of living high jump kick later on. I also think we probably could have gone Cart at some point. Well, we couldn't go Cart there, because if he's Psychic, we lose Cart. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But in terms of like usefulness, Cart was probably the least useful, I think.
Yeah, it was decent to like get damage in if we get it in against like Lele or Magearna, but it wasn't like super great.
Right, yeah. And then even Lopunny, we need a little bit more for it to like, it can't OHKO anything. So we needed more, like we needed more chip on the team or whatever, or we needed to force rocks. Anyway, Psyshock does 46 to our max HP Vic, which is bullshit. So this is modest specs. We know that for sure. Because we're max HP, like it shouldn't be doing that type of damage. What do we do here? We V-created? Or we U-turned?
I think we did.
Oh, we're nice.
We U-turned. Oh,
nice.
Genius.
Oh, yeah. No, that's why I brought up Cart. Because we literally discussed this. If they stay, we U-turn a Cart. And we kill something with Smart Strike.
Yeah. That's right,
yeah. So we were like, even if they do stay, trying to make a try-hard play, it's not going to lose us too much momentum at the end of the day. Because we would just be able to U-turn into Kartana. And tank the Psyshock. Probably take a similar amount, like 50%. But yeah, in comes our Cart here. Because we're like, okay, this is the best thing to go into. They can't kill us with any move. They have no switch in for Smart Strike, Leaf Blade, whatever the case is. And once we chip this, we can kill it with Ice Punch or V-Create. We also Rocky him Z Landers, so a little more chip, we can knock that out. So we go into this, go for Leaf Blade. We go for Leaf Blade because we know they're going to stay in, and we don't have to go for Smart Strike. We want to get the most damage possible. We do a lot, and then they reveal the most counter team set of all time. Max Defense Helmet HP Fire. I remember when this turn happened, I was like, oh shit. And we were like, I remember we were like, it's okay, but we were like, nah, shit though.
Yeah, it was not ideal for sure because like Cart was nice to just get some free kills, but yeah, it wasn't the end of the world because you know like that Landorus is now in range of everything. So.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the end of the world. It's just it's like one of those plays where it's like, oh shit, you predict them and you U-turn out, and then the mon you went to actually loses, and you're like, what the fuck did I get that momentum play for? But yeah, we lose Cart, but again, we did a lot of chip, and this shit's finally in Ice Punch range. Also, this is the most max defense Landers of all time. Also, thank God it's Helmet and not Iapapa. Otherwise, this shit would have gone right back up to 80, and that would have been really bad. Okay, so Cart dies. Our Vic comes in now that we've chipped this. This is a completely free kill with V-Create. We realize that. They sack Landers, which is nice. Gives us the kill. Not that they had a switch in. Yeah, right, they didn't really have another play at that point.
Yeah, they had nothing else to do.
Yeah. Lele comes in here. This is a roll, and so we go for it. Yeah, I don't know why my shit is lagging. Hold on, let me pause and... Alright, so my computer was lagging, folks, but we are back. So, as we said earlier, we're going to V-Create into the Tapu Lele. We said that this is a roll. Because our Victini is only 0 attack, it only hits 236 attack points, which is the weakest shit ever. So this V-Create, it's a 25% chance to OHKO. So we go for it, but we only do 95%, so we're going to go down, making it now level 4-4. Now, we've lost pretty good Pokemon into Tapu Lele, all things considered, right? Like, We only have
Yeah,
one Mon
Victini
faster. Rotom and Lando literally die, and then Mag gets 2-hit KO by Psyshock. So this living is really frustrating if we don't get rocks up. But here we kind of get a good situation going. So we go into our Lopunny. We know we have to high jump kick here because they're gonna keep Lele. We know that because they need the shit for Lucha. But if they go Magearna on HJK, they're put in a really bad situation all around. I honestly think they should have gone into Lucha here or sacked this because as you guys see here, they're gonna go into Magearna, and I think they take like 60, right?
Yeah, I think like 55 or something.
Yeah, 58.
Or,
yeah, and
60.
then so they gave us this. They were thinking we would go for return and not risk it, but our only play is to literally high jump kick because if Magearna comes in there, we lose another Pokemon, and then or rather he just volt switches into Hawlucha and the game ends, right?
Yeah, it just puts us in a really awkward spot.
Yeah, when you're in like a hyper offense versus hyper offense matchup like this, you don't want to be giving away free turns. It's extremely important who gets the first kill and then keeps that lead. That's why when we're going back to when we had this, so once we killed the Komodo with Flare Cannon, that was really good for us because we're already up 6-5. They tried to make a really aggressive play, hoping that they could do enough damage to get the first kill, but we just knocked that thing out. Then once our Victini U-turned into Cart, we thought we were in the best possible situation, but once the Landers revealed HP Fire, then it became a much more level game. Because in this hyper offense versus hyper offense matchup, it really does come down to who gets the kills first. Because you're going to need your Pokemon healthy to tank 1 or 2 hits come the end of the battle. So anyways, we kill Magearna here. In comes Alakazam. We go right into our Magearna. We did keep this thing healthy enough to deal with Alakazam. We can take 2 Psyshocks, 2 Psychics. That shit does nothing. 21%. Focus Blast comes out, does 24 as we just Ice Beam, right? Because Ice Beam plus Flare. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
like we were thinking Ice Beam plus Flare kills, but I think we did that a little wrong. I think we should have just
Flared twice, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Flare twice is definitely better. Because we're still fine versus Hawlucha. Because our Landers lives. +1.
And like even -1 Flare still kills that shit, so.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So I think you're right. Ice Beam, we definitely didn't need to do. Because I remember we were discussing that for a minute. We were like, if they just double attack, Flare, Ice Beam into Flare. I think we didn't want to Flare and then have the last move be Recover. But they're not Recover on these builds regardless. They're always Taunt.
Yeah, it's like so offensive.
It's so offensive, right?
Really recover.
We did play a team like this though, remember? And the dudes had Taunt Recover. So
oh yeah, they
counter teamed us with that. So I kind of I still think Flare was probably better, but Ice Beam is definitely, it's not like anything too wrong at the end of the day. So
yeah, we could even vault after Flare maybe. But yeah.
Yeah, true. If they do end up revealing it, because then we still have, I mean, Rotom still lives too. I think, like as in it lives 1 hit. Yeah. So
yeah, 1 hit. Yeah.
We Flare Cannon as they sack the Lele, which is a good play. They know that if they sack the Lele, then they're gonna be able to go right back into Alakazam, live whatever we want to go for, and threaten back with 2 Psychics. So they do Psychic. What do we click here? Volt.
We click Volt. Yeah, because we have to Volt into Rotom.
We have to Volt into Rotom. Right. It's the only way to kill this. Oh yeah, because we gave him Soul Heart. Ah, this was a crazy interaction. When this came in, we were like, oh shit, if he kills us, then they're gonna get Soul Heart and they're gonna sweep the shit out of our team. Like the last 3 are all gonna die to +1 Zam in terrain. So we knew we had to Volt Switch out here and bring in either Rotom or Landorus. I think we brought Rotom in though, because the Rotom's max HP with a good amount of Spit F.
Actually just die, yeah.
Yeah, so we barely lived that, because terrain in this generation is 1.5. Dude, this is a masterclass game. The Volt Switch to make sure no Soul Heart boost. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Rotom comes in, knocks that thing out with Hydro Pump, because Zam is not bulky enough. Hawlucha comes in here. We Wisp?
No, we Volt, because it could be sub.
Yeah. If he subs there, we lose. Yeah, so we Volt. Oh, right, because we know our Landorus lives this. The Landorus has defense EVs. Specifically for this, or is it HP invested? I forgot.
It's HP.
Yeah. Okay. So we did the calc, and it doesn't kill us. It only does like 80 something. So we knew we were fine. They go for a sub on our Continental. They need us to miss 2 Stone Edges to win the game, because even if we miss this Stone Edge here on turn 19, they still can't kill us with the next Acro. So we would break the sub and just kill them with Fake Out right afterwards. So go for Acro here. As you guys can see, we are able to live because of our HP EVs, and we're going to knock that out. So that was a really smooth game, honestly. Yeah, I mean, our matchup was pretty, like, decent. They definitely had the tools of their own to win, but the defensive core we had, plus Vic, and then getting the first kill, I think that should put us really ahead for, like, the majority of the battle. I think the only thing we really had go wrong was the cart. What do you think?
Yeah. Once like the cart died, then it got closer because it wasn't as free for us to like just pick kills every
time. Exactly. Because if Landorus is walled by us there, then it's like they don't even have a play. Like they U-turn into what? Lele, no, because then we're faster. They go Zam, that's a Zam out of terrain. So
Yeah.
for sure, that HP fire kind of fucked us up. It makes sense given the team though that they have something like that, because this shit team gets 6-0'd by
Yeah,
Scizor
literally no steal resist,
and
so-
Cart and like all that shit. Yeah. But yeah, so this game went really well. We're up 1-0, Gen 7. I mean, this is our strongest tier probably. So we've been we hadn't lost up until this point in Gen 7 still.
Yeah,
we were like
we hadn't dropped the game
yeah,
yet.
we were like 8-0 or 9-0 in Gen 7. We had not lost. So good team pick. We brought this. I was pleased with this team. I don't use Vic that much in Gen 7. I think it's hit or miss, but I would, you know, Scarf is usually the best thing you can get out of this, and this shit did its job. So on to Generation 9 Game 2. So when it comes to Generation 9, folks, we usually don't know what to bring. Like, we play it, but, you know, we never really know what tournament teams to bring when it comes to this. We had some kind of on and off games. Some games we made some shit plays. Some games we got unlucky. Some games we did win some games, all right? But Gen 9 was for sure our weakest display, right? In the tournament, I think. I think we were like even or something.
I think it was our worst record.
Yeah, it was our worst record. But I swear we were getting unlucky. Not that there were some shit terrorists. Anyways, so CTC gave us this team because we were like, dude, we need a team. We don't have anything for Gen 9. So we went to the GOAT. He said, I made some new guard balance. Saw this team. I saw Samu Gold, and I was like, dude, we can win with this. You're never out with Samu Gold. Like, you always have a chance no matter what. So we figured we could just go with something balanced like this. This is a month ago, so this is before Sleep God banned, which is exactly why cheap ass Amoongus is on the field. Let me bring up the team actually.
It's all like DLC 2 stuff too.
Let me bring the team up, right? Okay.
No fucking crazy Raikus and Entei.
Yeah, seriously. That's why there's no gouging fire or any of that, guys. This is the pre DLC metagame. But Tornadus T, heavy duty boots, max HP, max speed, 4 attack. CTC really liked this set pre DLC. I remember he even used it in a tournament game and had great success with it. All in all, I like it too. Like, it's faster than Ogerpon, which is cool. U-turns for life. Can't get one hit KO'd by Dragapult. It's still the same annoying Tornadus with knockoff. And honestly, in the matchup, it was pretty damn solid too, as you guys can see. It outspeeds every single Pokemon besides Ribombi and Dragapult, and it threatens everything with Bleak Wind, U-turn, knockoff, Heat Wave. So honestly, when we saw the matchup, we were like, okay, Torn is definitely going to be pretty good there. Amoongus is just classic. We're running Boots instead of Red Card, which is our usual favorite, just because Tusk is not that reliable of a spinner into some archetypes. Like, versus some teams, your Tusk will really be hard pressed to get the spin off. So we would need heavy duty Boots Amoongus. Otherwise, we would end up losing to like Terra Water Ogerpon if they also get hazards up. Like, we would lose long term to that, which is why we're using Boots Amoongus rather than Red Card. Specs Gold. This is just a classic, right? Something to break, especially because we have a Samurott, so we're always gonna have gold. Scarf or Specs, it really could have been either or on this one, but if we don't have gold, then our breaker is only Samurott, which is SD Black Glasses. This is a pretty damn good breaker though, all things considered. SD Samurott is something I brought to tournament. You ever use SD Samurott in tournament in general, Star?
Yeah, definitely a couple times.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
I don't think for big games, but yeah, it's always a good one. Like, you can't really go too wrong with it.
Yeah, right. And then Black Glasses is nice as well because it's easier to spam Ceaseless instead of having to choose between Razor Shell and Aqua Jet breaking. And then we have Garg in the back, Iron Defense. I like Curse way more, but for this team, it needed to be Iron Defense. So pretty basic team, honestly. Max speed, max HP Tusk. Okay, now their team. So they're running Webs, which was a very popular style in this version of the metagame. Their team they're using is... We recognized it. Did we? I feel like we did.
I don't think we'd seen the exact 6, but we'd seen like very similar ones used by
we knew the Dragonite was likely going to be Life Orb, and then we thought the Enamorous was going to be sub 3 attack, because that's what we kept seeing on these types of builds, right? And then Pult is usually status or like whatever on these builds. We weren't seeing a lot of Dragon Dance Pult, and Dragon Dance Pult plus Web seems confusing. So looking at the matchup, we knew that they don't have removal, and Ceaseless Edge is definitely free on a couple Pokemon, so we should be able to get up a spike. We know Garg is pretty decent as well, since the only switch-ins are Cudgel Guy and Gold, and then Gold's not a good switch-in to Salt Cure, obviously. They don't have a Ghost Resist, so our Gold's a big threat. Tornadus also is kind of frustrating for them, so we definitely had the tools. How did we decide to lead in this game? Do you remember?
We basically wanted to be good against Ribombi,
obviously. Right? Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we picked Gold, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, but they pick Enamorous. Now, we are Specs Gold, not Scarf Gold, unfortunately. And Life Orb Earth Power is a roll, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and we didn't want to risk it, and we were thinking like, well, they have to be afraid of Scarf, right? So they're not going to go Rabambi. Is
yeah,
what we
yeah,
had in
that's
our
what we
head.
thought. Yeah, I mean, if we were Scarf, they literally have no switch in to make it rain in the first place, but unfortunately we're not Scarf, because if we were Scarf, this would have been the fastest make it rain click of my life, right? Like, what are they even supposed to do?
Yeah, for sure.
But unfortunately, on these sets, I mean, on these types of sticky web teams, guys, Enamorus is almost always Life Orb. Always. So, staying in on Earth Power is not a good play. They double into Raibambi, I guess expecting us to switch. Or maybe thinking they don't need webs. Either way, the play definitely works out for them. Because, like we said, we cannot afford to stay in there. And we basically reveal we're not Scarf with that play, right?
Yeah.
So, Raibambi comes in here. We do not want to get stun spored, seeing how Torn is really, really important for coming in on a couple of Pokemon. So, we go right into Golden Go. Here they Moonblast to get some chip. I don't really understand this. Turn 3, them Moonblasting.
They should have just clicked webs.
They should have clicked webs, because if we really
Yeah.
were Scarf, or we were Thunder Wave type shit, then that was mad risky, I think. But whatever. We reveal that we're just good old Specs as we Shadow Ball and this thing goes down to its sash. They are able to get up the web, but fortunately we didn't lose anybody to paralysis, so not the worst case. Alright, so here we were expecting sub Life Orb, right? Moonblast, Draining Kiss, Earth Power.
Yeah. You were
Classics.
thinking like they might sub, or like they might click Moonblast even.
Yeah, that's
Like if
what
they're
we were
going
thinking.
for Torn. Yeah.
So we go Amoonguss, but they have the only move that Enamorus can run that cooks Amoonguss, which is Mystical Fire, which was surely free for them on that turn, seeing as Golden Go was also in range at 78.
Yeah.
So we end up taking 61. So now here we were like, okay, we need Amoonguss probably for Dragonite if it's not Ice Spinner, or for Cudgel Guy, right? We didn't want to sack this.
Yeah, we didn't want to sack this.
And we knew Mystical Fire is super free for them, because if they go for some tryhard shit like Moonblast, well, from their perspective, they can only go for Mystical Fire. Because we can see them thinking, oh, Amoonguss just took 61, we have no switch in, let's just sack Amoonguss. And if they overpredict and we Spore, then they just fucked up everything for no reason with Enamorus. So we were really certain that they would go for Mystical Fire here. So we decided to go Tornadus, right? Yeah, we go Tornadus.
Yeah.
And the reason we made this play is because we calced it, and after we knock off, Moonblast only does like 55%. So we knock this off, we live Moonblast, and then our max special defense Garganical only takes 45 from Earth Power. So basically we figured out a way to beat this Enamorus without taking any type of damage, or any type of losses rather, to our team, Mons wise. So we go into this, we are able to go for the knockoff since they don't have a switch in. Knock off the Life Orb, Moonblast comes out, but they fucking crit us. So that was tough, because like we just said, our game plan was always knock this off, live the Moonblast, which we calced it, we 100% live after Life Orb is removed. We U-turn out, and then Garganical can just come in after that, killed us with Salt Cure. It's not really worried about anything. Garg is not like the most important mon on our team. It is good into their team, don't get it twisted, but keeping Torn just gives us something for, you know, Enamorus,
like
Gold.
everything.
You know, it's just everything, right?
Everything.
It's faster than Rock, Ogerpon too. Like, it's just, not that it does much to that, but you get what I mean. It's just good to have that shit. So we lose them on there, and now it's 5-5. Anyways, after that thing dies, we still have no other play, right? So we're forced to go into our Garg, regardless. Gold dies to Earth Power? Yeah, it literally dies to Earth Power.
Yeah, we had no HP. Yeah.
So we go Garg. It takes 45, so we already knew that was going to happen. We Salt Cure there. They take a lot. We are not Rocks, unfortunately. The Tusk is. So here we go for Salt Cure, because it's pretty obvious they're going to Cudgel, expecting Amoonguss to come in. No, we pressed. My bad. We pressed.
Yeah, because we had press.
Right. So press was nice. Put this thing in range of Sucker Punch and whatnot. Yeah, that was good. So here we're thinking, okay, if they Cudgel again into press, it's pretty bad for them. So we're going to go Amoonguss. Yeah. Basically, we were like, let's try and catch the grass move this time. But unfortunately, they do Cudgel again, which is a good play. What do you think? You think we should have pressed? You regret that play?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was kind of like just a guess. Like, I don't really regret it that much, yeah.
Me either. Like, I totally get why we did it. I understand why they did what they did, because they're thinking, fuck it, if they recover. Maybe they had Encore. We don't even know, right?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah. But either way, we were like, cool. Let's go Amoonguss and scare this out. Unfortunately, though, they do click Cudgel. Now we go Tusk as they knock off on the switch, which is annoying for sure, because it puts us in a pressured situation. That was a good knock by them. Obviously, it was a free knock, but
yeah,
that was a good play for them, because now our Tusk is in a shittier spot when it comes to spinning, because If we don't get the rapid spin play correctly and we get forced out here, then webs makes us slower than gold next time, which is a bitch. All right, so here's our biggest misplay of the game. Power whip has a chance to kill us, right? So we decide to Terra Steel and go for rapid spin. However, this is a very wrong play because if you do one or the other, you either spin and you stay regular, or you Terra and you go for knockoff on the switch. Because if Ogerpon stays in, we 2-hit KO it with knockoff. But if they switch into Golden Go, we Terra'd and we didn't remove webs. So we're 2 times in the hole as any other play would have been, right?
Yeah, exactly. But,
yeah,
we should have Terra'd. Like if we decided Terra to like keep our Tusk alive, we should have always clicked knockoff because it's fine. Like if the Ogerpon stays, like you can still spin later.
Yeah, exactly.
And if he goes gold, then great. Yeah.
No, so we definitely fucked up there with rapid spin because we were like, shit, if we knocked off, we basically got ourselves out of this whole sticky situation. We stealth rock here.
We were just from Torn crit. And,
yeah, we were fucking mad about the Torn crit. We were in call going, fuck, we won. Because literally, though, it did wall everything. It heat waves, it fucking bleak wins everything, one-on-one, it beats everything. But we go for stealth rock here because knockoff doesn't kill anyways. It only does like 60%. But we get focus blasted and die. We thought they would go for shadow ball. We didn't expect Focus Blast, obviously. Focus Blast. Yeah, you never really expect that on gold. But we go into Samurott H here because we're like, we hope we dodge. But they go for fucking Terra fighting Thunderbolt. That's a roll to kill us. But, I mean, we went for Ceaseless Edge anyways. So,
yeah, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter that much. Like, it's a roll. And if they're modest, it's probably in their favor. We go into our own Golden Go here as they just switch out. Because now they reveal that they're not Shadow Ball. They're Focus Blast, T-Bolt, Make It Rain, Nasty Plot, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Some weird ass coverage. So they're not Shadow Ball, which they now reveal, but at this point they have done a lot of damage to our team. We have a very low Amoonguss, a very low Garg. They reveal to be Life Orb Dragonite, which we knew it was going to be this because we've seen Web's team spammed in tournament before this, and they all run Web's Dragonite. We go into Garg, we predict Outrage, and we go for Recover, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Recover.
So we predict the Life Orb Outrage, but it's doing 61, which far outweighs our leftovers plus thingy. They crit this one. If we got the full para, it didn't matter. We still lost because Golden Go would come in and just fuck us up with Focus Blast. And we're going to forfeit there. So we do end up losing that one. Definitely some better plays we could have made, but it was pretty tilting after we lost Torn to the crit because we would have been in a situation where we U-turn out on turn 8, right? Into our Garg.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we always have this faster Garg. Even versus Ogerpon, once we press it, our Torn now beats it. So it was definitely annoying. Also, if they do Terra their gold, then they die to Bleak Wind and all this other stuff. So annoying, but we also could have made some better plays, especially the series of plays versus the Ogerpon with Tusk. We got all those wrong. Like, because we did good, right? Like after that, we still body pressed into Ogerpon. We were making we were making back progress for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we got the Amoonguss wrong, but
yeah, the Amoonguss
we were
was
still
wrong,
in a spot that we could have won until we spun into.
Nah, absolutely. We were like, yeah, I exactly agree with you. Up until this point, we still had a chance. Them knocking off here, we still have a fine chance to win this game. Yeah, if we knock off here in Terra, the game is wildly different for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I think it comes down to the next turn probably. Where
right.
Like, do we spin on their Terra or do we like Earthquake while they don't Terra?
Well, they wouldn't Terra their gold. They would because they're Terra fight, right? So they would end up switching into fucking Enam or Pulp if they're gonna
like
switch.
Assuming like we Terra'd and knocked, right? And then
we Terra. Yeah. Well, if we Terra and knock, we EQ the next turns though.
No, but I'm saying they can Terra on that and focus us.
But they die.
And then no, they shouldn't die.
He's gonna die to knock plus EQ.
I mean, I'm not sure. We have no attack, so it depends on their spread, I guess.
No, they're max special. I feel like they die, bro. No, they for sure
die.
I
mean, yeah, they might die.
Nah, they're 0-0.
How much? Yeah.
I'm like pretty damn sure they die. Tusk is really strong, and the EQ is still like neutral. It's like taking a super effective EQ, right? If you add up knock plus neutral EQ. But yeah, basically though, we knew after the game that this was our mistake, but whatever. We be throwing them Gen 9 games. I'm not gonna hold you sometimes. But no, this one is unlucky though. This one is unlucky. Whatever. On to game 3. Now this game right here. Game 3. Elimination Classic. So whoever loses this is out of the tournament. Like we said, this is a winner-take-all $1,000 invitational. Only the winner in the finals gets the prize. So loser here goes home, and the winner goes on to the finals. So we had to lock in. Star, let's talk about this team. How did we decide to pick this one? We were just going through teams, trying to figure out what looked inspiring. How did we decide this?
Yeah, I think we were like kind of just looking at like what Michael mostly likes using because he's like the main SS player out of those two.
Oh yeah, he's like the SS main above all. That's his most played tier, right? Gen 8 OU? Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, I think we were just looking at like what he likes using, and I think like we had generally decided on the idea of like let's use some sand team.
Yeah, we knew Clefable's coming because he has damn near 100% Clef usage in Gen 8 because it's the best mon. So we wanted to be good versus that type of balance structure. So this is a new team that my boy Giannis on Smogon created. Shoutouts to him. He's a legend. So he built this team from scratch for his Smogon Masters playoff series versus you, right? Oh yeah, he used it versus Star. And Star made some Lord plays, but unfortunately Star had fucking semi-stall versus Future Sight Bantar got fucked up. Couldn't do
I had Coco against like Sludge Bomb Torn too.
Dude, you had the worst. Yeah, you had the worst match of all time. Fucking Sludge Bomb Torn into Coco plus Future Sight Bantar and Peck Scarm Hippo. You was getting crunched up that game. No, but you still made Lord plays. Like, you still made Lord plays to almost win. I remember. But
yeah, it was still close.
It was an interesting game. You're a monster. But anyways, yeah. So Star had just played our boy Giannis, who was using this team, and then we got the idea. We were just looking through. We were like, what about that team? It's pretty good into balance, as we just saw. Also, the team Star brought was like Coco, Hippo, Pex. It's a known balance that we've seen Michael Derbesti 2 use in the past, right? The Empo, exactly. Coco Reuni. That's what you brought, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that team came out, we knew Future Sight Lele plus Future Sight Slowbro plus Lele plus Tar would be a really good breaking core. And then we also have Excadrill as well with Swords Dance for the offensive matchup. All in all, I really thought this team was dope. How offensive it is. Like, most Sands I use, they always have a Clef and a Rotom. So I liked this take on it. Like the Lele Future Sight breaking Sand. So yeah, we went with it. And the only mistake we made was the Tornadus, which my boy Starmaster made. Fucking Hurricane Sludge Bomb knockoff. Everybody knows the last move needs to be something to hit steel types. Everybody knows you're supposed to run Heat Wave or Focus Blast.
All right, look.
We already have knockoff on the team, bro. How could you, dude? So I remember, but I didn't even see that at the time. I was like, fuck it, this shit looks good. And for the most part, it is good, right? Anyways, Bantar, Adamant, Modest, Lele. That's our breaking combo alongside Bro. And then the other guys kind of just support. Like, Torn is more of a balance breaker, right? I mean, what does Nasty Plot Torn break? Yeah, it's like those bulky offensive teams. It's just an annoying Pokemon.
Yeah, especially like those teams where like you have so many opportunities to click Nasty Plot. And
dude, dude, 100%. Like, I remember whenever I see fucking Blymax bring that Torn T stall, he'll always like lead it into Rock's Clef, Nasty Plot as Moonblast does 30, and then the opponent's like, oh shit, now what? Like, every game. But yeah, this basically fits our playstyle too, since we're pretty good at getting turns right with choiced Pokemon. So we knew Tyranitar and Lele, that shit is right up our alley. Like, we know we're gonna click the right turns most of the time with these Pokemon. Helmet Ferrothorn is for Weavile, 100%, yeah. Because Weavile is a big bitch to this team. Smokes this team. Plus the Slowbro's mixed defense. So, because it's our main Lele switching, we don't want to bring Ferrothorn in on Focus Blast. That shit's gonna get packed. Slowbro is a nice little pivot one time. Eject button makes it so that after you Future Sight and then they U-turn, they're screwed. Because now you get the initiative, so eject button we knew was going to come into play. Exco, we went with leftovers over balloon, just because that's what Giannis had, right? And I like leftovers, just for another, like on your fairy resist, you know? We don't have a good clef switching, so this was going to be it. Alright, bet. Let's get into...
and it's like the main hazard mogul, so just keeping it alive.
Let's get into the matchup. So, if you guys remember, I did heavily stress that our Tornadus was knockoff last on accident instead of Heat Wave or Focus Blast. And then we run into Melmetal plus Magnezone and we're Gigawalled. Imagine running Nasty Plot Torn and your moves when Magnezone come out are Hurricane, Sludge Bomb, and Knockoff. Imagine getting +6 and you do 40% to fucking Magnezone. So when we saw this, we were like, oh, Torn wins. And then we were like, oh, dude, what have we done, dude? So anyways, we went into battle realizing that we had some sabotage-ass Tornadus. However, there is a good part about this. Even if they know our team and they saw Star's game when he played against it, we know their team as well. Well, we knew Garchomp's SD. We don't really know anything else in stone, right?
Yeah, we knew Garchomp was SD and like probably sub SD, I think.
Yeah, because this is a team from X-Ray. who's a player that's been playing as long as us as well, a legend. And it's a sub SD Garchomp team. And then the rest of the team is pretty fucking obvious, right? If we know Garchomp's SD, we know Clef's gonna be Rocks. We know Slowbro's gonna be the Spadef Fairy Resist. We know Mel is sub-toxic if it's paired with Magnezone. And then Torn is Torn Defog, right? Like, it's in Gen 8, the compositions are pretty obvious for the most part. But we did know that the Chomp is
still
sub
be like
SD.
Iron Defense, but yeah.
Yeah. We thought the zone. We thought the zone was Balloon. Remember? Because when I had used this team, or when I had been given this team,
I
rather,
think you had seen it before. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Balloon zone. So I was like, we need to be careful of Balloon zone, because Balloon zone, guys, it comes in on Excadrill. Excadrill has to waste a turn Iron Heading it because it's trapped, but they click Magnet Rise on that turn. So if you don't flinch them, you lose. You instantly lose your drill because they start levitating, and there's nothing that Excadrill can do to kill a Magnezone that's immune to Earthquake. You can't do shit. Even your +6 Iron Head's doing 20%, and they just Iron Defense to +6. And we're pretty damn weak to Magnezone because, again, we don't have Heat Wave or Focus Blast on Torn. So if that shit does Iron Defense, it can kill the whole team with Thunderbolt, Body Press, Flash Cannon. So we knew that thing was a threat. Other threats, Chomp can definitely be scary. We don't have a great switch into +2 EQ since Slowbro has to literally go for a burn, and it's not even fully Fizz Def, right?
Yeah. And like the other thing about like our game plan against the zone, it was like we were thinking, well, okay, yeah, we can't get drill trapped, obviously, right? Because that's our main way to revenge a lot of things.
Dude,
so
yeah, if we lost drill, if we lost drill, we knew it was gonna be a slow death into Clefable. We knew Clefable was gonna slow death kill everybody with knockoff Moonblast. And we also knew that Melmetal is offensively checked by our Earthquake. We have no other move on the team that hits it hard, barring T-Tar's superpower, and Lele has Focus Blast, right? But we do not want it to come down to either of those. Like, that is such a shitty position, you know? And we do have our Ferrothorn that can chip Mel with a helmet, but if he EQs into us, it's not good. And again, that Magnezone, we were just really scared of that Magnezone being Balloon and trapping both guys, because it can very well get that done. But we knew that from the lead, they're most likely going to lead off with either Clef or Torn, right? What were we thinking,
that's
right?
what we thought was most likely.
Yeah, because they can't lead badly into Lele, so they can't. Well, we know Chomp's not leading because it's SD. We know Zone's not leading because it's a fucking zone. So, Clef, if they want to get up rocks immediately, was possible, or like Torn, or even Slowbro. So because of that, yeah, we knew all the possible Lele leads get owned by our Tyranitar. This was good. We knew the other three guys, Garchomp, Mel, and Magnezone, can't lead because they're checked by our Lele. So we got the call right, and we led off with our Tyranitar as they lead off with Clefable. Now this turn right here, Star, tell them I'm the GOAT.
Yeah, you get credit for this one.
I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT, right? All right.
Immediately, you were like, "Let's just crunch."
Dude, guys. So when Clef led, I told Star in literally 1 second, and you can tell because you can. If I fucking show you guys this, you can see our timer only showed up for a little bit. I instantly told Star, I'm like, bro, trust me right now. They're gonna predict the turn 1 banded heavy slam. Just click crunch. And okay, so here we're expecting Melmetal first of all, right? So we're thinking, okay, we're gonna crunch into Melmetal. We're gonna do 45%. We're gonna get an instant advantage off the rip. Now, this is a big call for us to make because we need them to acknowledge that we're probably choice banded, as we did lead off with this, and then also that we are running heavy slam. So we need them to assume two things, but it's honestly not the craziest assumption for them to make, right? Because this team has been used. It's also, I mean, if you look at the team composition, Bantar makes sense, right? When you have a Lele and you have a Slowbro future sighting as well, like Bantar definitely doesn't not make sense. Us leading off with it also makes it seem like we're going for a more aggressive approach. Why would we lead off with a Spadef Tar? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
that shit. Clef, it's not even good.
Yeah, like that. All we would do is get knocked T-Wave Rockstar. Like that shit makes no sense, right? So Tar was our good lead. So we click crunch turn 1, expecting them to switch. Because if we heavy slam into Clef, that's just a shit's position for them to be in. They get O-code, right? Yeah, no, Clef definitely gets 20 KO'd. Even the most Fizz Def of Clefs, because Tyranitar's 403 attack, the shit gets blown up. So we're gonna go for the crunch turn 1. Soul Read as Slowbro comes in. I remember in call we just started fucking laughing because we were like, dude, what the fuck is Slowbro? So we totally did not expect Slowbro. Now we knew a switch was coming because Heavy Slam Oko on their rocker is just hella bad. But yes, we always expected either. No, we just thought Mel was coming, right?
Mel, yeah. 100%
Yeah, we just thought Mel was always coming. because Mel can live every single hit. Even if we make the most deranged possible prediction, which is Bandit's superpower, Mel still lives. It takes like 85, but it still lives. And if Magnezone comes in, we still do 60, 70 with Crunch. So we just knew the switch was coming and nothing else resists Dark. But for some reason, they go to the only Pokemon weak to Dark on their team. I do get it, right? Because if we Heavy Slam, then it's completely right. But also, if we Heavy Slam, Melmetal's even more correct, no?
Yeah. I think Slowbro was just like objectively wrong.
Right?
there.
Yeah, I think Slowbro was objectively wrong, and they tried to catch every play besides Crunch, and they were like, we can regen it off. Also, us doing 98, that's Spit F, right?
It wasn't fully maxed out.
Yeah, it has to be mixed. Has to be mixed. No way you do 98. When I saw that damage, I was like, that's outrageous. Anyways, we'll play that one back. We'll play that one back for the one time. Because Slowbro never be taking them physical hits and dying like this. You need to see, boom! Dead Slowbro. Okay, so immediately we kill Bro. So that was awesome. Looking at our team, we were like, yeah, that's nice. Mainly because now he can't Future Sight versus our own Bro and troll that way. It's always nice when you don't have to worry about Future Sight. But honestly, that thing didn't wall anybody really on our team, right?
Yeah. It was like, I mean, it kind of like checked Excadrill, so it was nice to get that out of the way for sure.
Definitely. And he is mixed, so he can switch in on Scarf Lele once every single time if we don't Moonblast. Which is definitely a bitch as well. So yeah, killing that thing was just good, because the Lele and the Excadrill pivot is now out the field. Lele looked like a monster after that. Because they have to go Mel, and if we Focus Blast into Mel, it's Jover. Yeah, that was
Focus Blast, but
wait, we don't have Focus Blast? Oh shit!
No, it was T-Bolt.
T-Bolt is oh man, we're so ass. So basically, we brought a team of the most walled by Mel class. Dude, no way we have 2 special attackers walled by Mel. This is next level. All right. So anyways, we crunch turn 1 into Slowbro like a boss. And then Tornadus comes in here to stop us. We have to switch, right? Because they can U-turn very freely into Clefable, or they can knock off our Choice Band, and that leaves us useless for the remainder of the game. So Tornadus is always switching. I mean, we're always switching versus Tornadus. We decided to go Torn here. I guess because Slowbro, we didn't want to lose eject button.
Yeah, exactly. We want to keep the eject button.
Oh yeah, and then we saw our set. We saw our set is not Heat Wave, and we were like, nice. Nice.
Yeah, literally the best thing we can do is knock a couple things and die.
Yeah, so, yeah. So once we realized we were walled by the steel types, we were like, we need to knock off Melmetal with this probably, because there's not much else for us to do in this game. Anyways, in comes Clef here. We don't want to knock off and then take a Moonblast if they go for that. It's not worth it. So we're going to go into Ferrothorn as they go for their own knockoff. Get a crit. They should did a lot. 17%. It's a strong knockoff, right? They start spamming knockoff, trying to catch our our leftovers drill. I assume, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But we just go for rocks, because if we bring it in on turn 4, it's too aggressive to switch out on turn 5. That's some try-hard ass shit. It's better for us to just rocks. Also, we know if they are Balloon Mag and they switch in on a knockoff, that's kind of shit, right?
No, and also, like, even if they come in on rocks, that's okay for us, because if we get rid of the balloon, then it can't trap drill.
It can't trap drill. Right. We're only scared of the situation where Magnezone comes in on drill first, and then is able to trap both Mag and Pharaoh. If it only takes one steel type, that's about, like, as good as we can hope for, right? Yeah, okay, true.
Yeah, if it only takes Pharaoh, we're, like, happy with that.
Right, yeah. We only didn't want the exchange where we lose the 2. Okay, so Ferrothorn is Stealth Rock, Gyro, what were we, Gyro, Leech, Knock? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was Gyro, Knock, Leech, yeah.
Okay. So we Gyro here for 46. Unfortunately, their Helmet. Most Clefs are Helmet now in Gen 8, just because it's good to be able to switch into cheap-ass Weavile spamming Axel. And just in general, you know, you see some dumb shit like U-turns and whatnot. It's good to be able to continuously get the chip. But here we knock it off, because we were like, okay, this shit is a troll. At least we can Gyro Ball back. And then also, if our Excadrill does Iron Head this, it's not a threat. Okay, so now here we're definitely going to switch, right? On turn 9. Okay, so we bring in Drill. That makes sense. After we force the recover. Okay, so now this play, this shit was annoying, right?
Yeah.
So
we were we were basically just thinking like, okay, so obviously like we can spin, but spin is also very obvious, right? He might knock us off. That would suck. And so yeah, we were thinking like, I think we decided let's like punch the knockoff, because we were pretty sure it was going to be a knockoff coming. And yeah, we were also afraid of him like, yeah, I mean it was mostly for knockoff. Yeah. Because, you know, if we drill is like our main progress maker, and like kind of losing its longevity would sort of suck.
100%, yeah. So because we were thinking, fuck, if we get Rapid Spun as they knock, then they can now have a win. They now have a path to beat us long term. We would have to get a lot of turns wrong, but the thing is, this Clef gets up rocks on like 5 of our dudes. So even if we spin here and get knocked off, Clef will put the rocks back up, and they'll force this same situation. And if we EQ into knock, it's the same thing. So I'm thinking if SD was better than anything else. But SD is bad if they go hard chomp, right?
Yeah, SD's bad to chomp.
They go hard
you
chomp.
can go chomp on spin and like, you know, force stuff that way. So
yeah, we were also worried about the possibility of them going chomp since rapid spin. If we rapid spin into chomp, we don't kill the next turn. We probably would have taken the damage though. But actually, I don't know what we'd have done. We still do it. I don't think we would have. We still need. We still need this shit. We still need this shit. But yeah, we didn't want to get knocked off, so we end up Iron Heading. But they make a really damn good play. They go into Melmetal because Melmetal covers both Iron Head and it covers rapid spin. But it really covers Iron Head. So this was like the smartest play. If we spun there, it was definitely not as good for them. So I think this was just they read us really hard to Iron Head there. And Mel was for sure the right play. So we really were considering all 4 moves. Like literally all 4 of our attacks made sense there. Swords Dance, if we predict the Mel or the Torn mid-ground. So that works. Iron Head, which hits Clef and it hits Torn. Earthquake, which would hit the possible Mel mid-ground. We didn't know if they had the cojones to pull it off, but they did, as you can see. And then Garchomp also just, we wanted to EQ / Iron Head into more than we wanted to spin. But however, they get the turn the most correct, and this was probably our worst turn in this battle, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because immediately we were like, oh, fuck. Like, we were up on the, after we predicted Clef to recover, but now we lost all of our initiative because we don't kill Mel, and Mel Okos us with Earthquake. So here, we know for a fact, right, that Mel's going to go for Earthquake rather than Double Iron Bash. Because you can't Double Iron Bash into Ferrothorn and take a free 25. So this was a good-ass play by us. Because now, right, yeah, we basically talked about it for like 30 seconds. And we were like, dude, I think we need to sack Torn to knock off Melmetal. Because that's the only way to stop this thing from protecting back to full. Ferrothorn is at 20, or 30, right, after rocks. So EQ is blowing that shit up. Lele just gets protected on, scouted, and Mel goes back to full. Slowbro is outsped, so once it gets toxic, it just gets bashed. Also, we're mixed defense, right? So we knew if Mel keeps its leftovers, we will not win this game. So we have to knock this shit off. And Ferrothorn, unfortunately, is too low to knock it off. Not that he's even going to stay in.
Also, just that our Torn literally can't do anything else.
Dude, yeah, we can't do anything else. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you right now, when that other Torn came in and toxic, we would have nasty flat and start blowing up shit immediately. But it's okay. So we knock off there. Here they decide, let's just take the trade. I think they should have switched here. But
yeah, I think they could have played this more patiently.
Way more. I think they should have gone Clef. I understand why they didn't, because, well, from their perspective, it's like, oh, even if we do go Clef, now that big-ass threat Excadrill's back in. And who says we're going to Iron Head again? You know what I mean? So from their perspective, they were probably like, we're down 5-6. Let's just make it 5-5 and even this up. So we're going to knock that thing, knock the thing's leftovers off, as we do just instantly die to 2 double iron bashes, because Melmetal is extremely unserious and should not be legal in this tier, but whatever. Okay, so Slowbro comes in. What do we click here? Future Sight or Scald? I think we scalded. We scald in case they want to go for Toxic, as they do. Well, they have to go for Toxic here.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to Toxic, otherwise Bro is going to fuck up their whole team. So we go for Scald. We don't get the burn, but it's honestly not a big deal. We're just trying to chip this thing so that our Lele is getting closer and closer to a sweep. Also, for every damage this Mel takes, Excadrill is also getting closer to the kill. So this is not a big issue at all for us. Here, I think we make a soul read. We go for Future Sight. Yeah. If they EQ or bash there, it's really bad for us. But we know that they have to switch, because if we teleport into Drill, they're goobed, right?
Yeah, and also just if we Scald.
Yeah, if we Scald again and they risk it, we don't need our Ferrothorn. We can sack it at some point. They know if Mel takes another Scald, they're down to 38%, and then Lele Psychic is going to blow that shit up. It doesn't KO, but they can't switch into 2 anymore, because it's a full spit F Mel. Yeah. We know that from Scald doing 25. That shit's beyond defensive. Torn comes in here on Future Sight. U-turns out as we reveal a Eject button. So we got the goob nut off with that slow, bro. I can't even lie. That shit did everything right. Took the Toxic, Scald, Future Sight, U-turn. Tar is back in, 5-5, but now we can hopefully force a kill and go 5-4. We know if we crunch, there's nothing for them to switch into, as Clefable is fully Fizz-Def. Crunch is going to do 25, Future Sight's going to do like 40-50, and it's not even leftovers, so we'll just win that exchange probably. And if we defend... Do you think Clef lives Crunch, Future Sight Crunch?
I don't think so, because
I feel like
Crunch does a lot.
Crunch is a shit ton, right? Yeah. And Crunch is so free for us. What are they going to do, right? We're Sand is up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think we were like telegraphed Crunch here, but he also had no switch.
Literally 0 switch into Crunch. There's nothing else for us to click. But they, Lily and Michael, their best to make an amazing play here, I would say. Or just the very strong play here.
Best play.
For sure the best possible play. They go into Magnezone here. I was hype here because I'm like, oh shit, Balloon's going to break. This shit's not balloon. So we played the whole game thinking it was balloon. It's not balloon. So we were like, okay, whatever. I feel like if we knew this wasn't balloon, we would have made so many different plays with Exka. Like, we would have just been mad obvious with it. But
like Swords Dance probably.
we probably would have clicked Swords Dance and instantly won the game. Type shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, Magnezone comes in here on Crunch. This shit lives Crunch into Future Sight, which surprised the fuck out of me. But we also know Magnezone in general is faster than Tar, right? We weren't max speed. We looked this up. Our Tar's not max speed, and the Magnezone, they sometimes hit 200. So we knew we were probably going to be slower. So now on this next turn, Star wanted to go Exca, but I said if we get pressed and take 75, that's bad for us. Why did you want to go Exca over Pharaoh? You were just certain they wouldn't press?
Because because like when I saw the lefty set, I just really thought it was going to be like sub lefties and not press. So that's why, like, I was thinking, like, I was thinking, like, 80% chance it's not press, and, like, even if it is press,
what do you mean not press? When do these run not press?
No, like, it's, like, on a similar team that, like, the Germans use, it's, like, sub Flash Cannon Toxic.
Are you serious?
So that's what I thought it was.
Oh, boy, Pharaoh throwing PP stolen. Get out of here.
No, Pharaoh loses, like, 1v1
Sub-Tox is so crazy. No way Pharaoh loses 1v1. I just knock for life. I definitely win.
No, because the sub eats like 2 knocks, so it's like just
no way it lives 2 knocks. Does it?
It's like max defense.
So
maybe it doesn't live.
Man, if you're max defense, why aren't you running body press?
I don't fucking know.
Either way, Star had a fucking Lord read here that they wouldn't press, but I was scared shitless of press, so I was like, don't do it, they're gonna press. We can't go drill. Anyways, his intuition is better because they literally click what, Flash Cannon here, expecting us to mid-ground Lele, which is crazy. Lele is our biggest threat to their team. If we go Lele there, no matter what they click, it's a wrong play, so Lele's never coming in. Flash Cannon works out though for them, right? Because now they get an extra leftovers turn.
Yeah.
So that was kind of shitty. Yeah, if we went
to it KO Pharaoh anyway.
If we went Exca, it was definitely a better position. We go for knockoff on the switch here. Just
like we were just sacking Pharaoh really, but
we were sacking Pharaoh
to not do that because like that would let Excadrill in, and Excadrill's then a
threat,
right.
Even we can go to Scarf Psychic guy, and there's 0 switch for them. They would lose them on immediately. So they make the right play, instantly switch, knowing that if they take their greedy kill, it's just gonna force a 4/4. They can force a 5/4 though if they go Torn. So they make a good play going to Torn, which we have already knocked off. We switch out into our Slowbro because we expect them not to Hurricane, right? Yep. We know Heat Wave, U-turn, knock, any of those is coming out. Oh, it's just lagging a little bit. Whatever. My computer be getting hot. Heat Wave into our Slowbro. What do we click here? Teleport, right?
Yeah, teleport for sure.
Teleport as they do 19%. In comes the Melmetal, which takes an additional 6% from rocks. We bring in our Drill as we are now ready to KO this. However, we get scared. We're not able to pull the trigger here. We considered spinning, right? But
yeah, we wanted to spin on sack, but like it was also risky.
Obviously. It was risky because if they call that, we just lose. We would have lost if we spin and they go for Earthquake.
We actually just lose on the spot.
We lose on the spot, so we were like, we're just gonna go for Earthquake. They make a right call though. They go into this expecting us to just Earthquake. Now here, Lord Reed. Now Chomp is SD. That's very obvious given the fact that we've already seen Clef go for rocks in this battle. However, we know Earthquake's not coming. Honestly, Earthquake was fucking free for them.
We just made it like soul reads.
Why did they Earthquake?
No. So what we were thinking is like we knew no. So we were thinking like they're sub, right? Like we because like from the similar teams we saw, like they were always sub.
Yeah.
So we were thinking like they're gonna sub on Pharaoh Sack and just
right. We thought they're gonna sub on Pharaoh Sack and then kill every single mon with Garchomp behind a sub. That's what we thought. And so we were like, we're gonna Lord Read them and click spin. And then we were like, if they click SD, it's even better because we get the Goob damage off. But we were like, either way, we know for a fact Earthquake's not coming out. Soul Read. And so we're going to go for spin as they do just go for the substitute. So that was really... We needed to make this play. Yeah, we have to make this play because now we remove the rocks, which is perfect. And it's just good. We need our Slowbro to also maybe tank an Earthquake.
Yeah, like the main thing about removing the rocks is like it lets Lele live an Earthquake, which is...
Oh, huge. Yes. We were talking about that. Lele lives an Earthquake from Chomp always if it's at 100. But if it's at 87.5, it's a roll, right?
Yeah, I think it usually dies from there.
Holy shit, Chomp is cheap. Or rather, Lele's Fizz Def is dicks. Anyways, we go for spin there. Spin is base 50 in this generation, as you guys know. Also ups your speed. We don't have another play here besides just to rapid spin again, because it breaks the sub 100%. And if they do some weirdo shit like Scale Shot, well, we're faster now because we got an extra speed boost. So rapid spin is just the most confirming right play, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It just covers everything.
Okay, so Earthquake comes out and our Driller goes down, which is expected, but we were able to remove the rocks. This Chomp is a Giga Threat. We have no switch into EQ. We were kind of forced into that. I think we would have loved to be able to keep our Drill, but we really could not do anything after that, right? If we go Pharaoh and they sub or some shit. Well, no, we couldn't even go Pharaoh on turn 24. He was behind a sub still, right?
Yeah, he still has a sub.
Yeah, so at that point we were basically forced to break the sub after we spun. If we EQ and break the sub, it doesn't change anything. We're always breaking the sub, but we got fortunate to remove the rocks. We removed the rocks as a bonus. We always thought Drill was gonna die basically. So in comes Lele. Because we removed the rocks, we know for a fact they cannot kill us with Earthquake. So we know Psychic is the most free move here, able to 2-hit KO Mel, and we're modest, so Clef probably 2-hit KO'd by Moonblast, but yeah. So they go for Psychic as they bring in Tornadus T at 64%. Psychic just smokes that shit because we're modest, right? Yep. Melmetal comes in. Fortunately, an extra turn of rocks is playing its part. We know Earthquake is coming here, but we still cannot switch into slow, bro. Like, we can't afford to take that chip. I think we also even discussed staying in, but then we were like, this is literally wrong, right? Because then we'd be in EQ range. It's literally wrong. We would lose. Yeah. That forces, like we knew Earthquake is coming because double Iron Bash and then taking chip from Pharaoh is stupid. EQ is too free. We can't stay in with Lele. But even staying in to take, what, 60 from EQ is not smart because we're still going to force ourselves in a weird 50-50 versus Garchomp. So Ferrothorn goes down. We go into our Slowbro Maximus and we click what, Scald? Right?
Yeah, Scald.
Scald as they go for the double Iron Bash. Crit 1 to do 36. We get the final chip. We just need chip to kill this with Psychic. We are able to get it. However, we get a burn too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, that was really helpful.
Yeah, that was really helpful because we're able to keep our Slowbro now as a result. We teleport out. We don't get flinched, which is nice. In comes our Tapu Lele, which is going to be able to kill this with Moonblast from this range. And we have to Moonblast, right? Because we cannot let Garchomp come in for free and kill us if we go for Psychic.
I mean, I think Modest Sai might even kill Chomp. I forget.
It might. It honestly might. But it was probably a roll, given Chomp's good ass bulk. But yeah, here we Moonblast.
It didn't really matter, so Moonblast is fine.
Yeah, because we know it 2-hit KOs the Clef as well. In comes the Clef. If we get knocked off, we will immediately lose to Garchomp, because then we lose our Scarf, so we cannot stay in here. The most mid-ground play was Tyranitar. That's what we did, right?
Yeah,
yep.
I think
Tyranitar, yeah. Because if they do knock off our Choice Band, Heavy Slam is still a 2-hit KO. As they make a good-ass play here and go hard into Garchomp because Garchomp is the heaviest Pokemon of all time. All right, let me pause here. So, we Heavy Slam into Garchomp, we do 26%, and then we take some rough skin damage and get down to 45%. So now here is the most important turn of the battle. So, what was going through your head when you saw this exact situation? Because I remember when I saw this situation, we were both like, okay, we have to get a prediction right versus Garchomp. But it took me a bit to kind of figure out what was the rightest play. And you're the one who made the call here. So what was going through your head?
Yeah, so I was just thinking, like, the potential options here are, like, for the Garchomp, you either click Earthquake or you Swords Dance, right? Those are the only two things you can really do. And from our perspective, like, we either crunch with T-Tar or we go to Lele. And so, like, basically, if we crunch on Swords Dance, that kind of sucks because then, like, it's 50-50 for the game.
Right, because they'll scale shot. If they scale shot that turn, then they're faster than Lele. We would then have to go hard Lele after crunching, assuming they Swords Dance. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, my perspective was, like, I think they'll expect us to be safe here and then, like, make the prediction the next turn. And, like, so I was thinking we should go hard Lele because, you know, like, obviously it's great into Swords Dance.
Yeah.
And if they Earthquake, like, because we got the rocks off, we'll still live Earthquake plus a sand turn.
And then we can force something still. We could always double out on their Clef, maybe.
Like,
who knows?
Play,
Yeah. Like, it's not the end of the world. We could, because Garchomp's still at 50. It's not like our Slowbro could get through. We don't know. Like, it would be tough, but I get exactly why you said it. Because I remember when we were discussing this, I was like, should we just crunch and then go Lele after? Because I remember I was like, fuck it, it's a 50-50 anyways. Do you want to take that path? And then I remember Star told me we should just go hard Lele immediately and forego having to get 2 turns right instead of 1. This was a genius call when you said go hard Lele on the first turn rather than drag it out 2 turns. Because if you give them even an extra turn, then they're kind of in our psyche that way. So this was the most genius call. This is better than my crunch turn 1. We have to make this play to win. God call. Hard Lele, expecting the Swords Dance. They do Swords Dance. They don't EQ. I think we would have lost if they EQ'd. Because with Sand, no, we do lose if they EQ, bro.
So like we,
Two
we
to-
live 2 sand turns, but like the third one will kill us.
Yeah,
like,
and
so, like,
Clef and
basically,
Clef
like,
rocks
like,
is up,
Clef, like,
and Clef
yeah,
rocks is up
exactly.
on the other two to kill this. So
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
literally had to make that call. But shout out to Star. I can admit it. That was my boy's call. He said we should do it the first try. I said bet. It does make sense to me. We clicked that shit. They ended up going for SD. We psychic at that range. It does kill. We calced it. We are modest. In comes Clef. This thing is bold, so it takes 68, gets obliterated, and we are going to win this series 2-1. Crazy game 3. We started off with the toughest play of all time, the crunch. Ended it with the toughest play of all time, the switch into Lele. Satisfying, bro. Satisfying series.
It was very satisfying.
So we are able to take it 2-1. GG's to Lily, Michael Derbesti 2. Two very formidable opponents. This was... I just remember after this, I was just like, bruh, we're the best. You were like, we're the best. I remember. I was really like... I was going in the chat. I was like, who saw those 3 games? Who saw what we just did? I was like, this... We're really on right now. We're him. We're them. Anyways, we were cooking today. We were really, you know, well, today, this shit was a month ago. Anyways, we win the semifinals, folks. Move on to the finals of the winner takes all $1,000. I will hopefully have the finals up for you guys next week or maybe a little later. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this. Show some love to my boy Starmaster for joining us for this. This was 1 hour plus. All right, he's a busy man. Like I said, we need to get at least 2,000 likes. All right, and you know what? Blow up the comments. I know you guys like that tournament content. I need to see it. I need to see it to believe it. So, shout out to my boy Star. We are able to win this 2-1. This is one of the craziest series I probably had in the last year.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the most fun.
Yeah. I remember afterwards, I was like, bruh, I feel on top of the world. I gotta go work out. I was like, dude, we made God plays. Gen 9 was the only one where we definitely could have played better. We let ourselves get tilted, but it was still very winnable. So, and then Gen 7, I think we played damn near perfect.
Yeah,
I think we did. I think we did play.
Right,
I think we did play
maybe,
perfect.
yeah.
We couldn't expect HP Fire. So.
Yeah, I think like the only turn maybe wrong was that Magearna like ice beam.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's like, and that wasn't even wrong. There's just a more correct play.
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, but fortunately, guys, we are able to get to the finals. Get ready for that. It'll be exciting, and we'll see y'all soon. Have a good one. Peace.